What's up, guys? We have a delivery from Z1. Let's open it up and see what we have. Like a kid at Christmas. Oh, yes. We have bearings. We have oil seal. We have front crank seal. We have the rear main seal. We have paper. Holy shit. We have paper for days here. Let me put that over there. Yeah, here we go. We have my rod bearings. Sweet. These must be the mains. What do we have here? Oil pump? No, that is a the gasket that goes on the piece of the rear of the engine that holds the rear main seal in. This is the oil pump gasket. And there we have eagle rods. I think that's everything. So I'll get these out. Take a look. So here we go, all unpackaged. We have the main bearings. Those are the rod bearings, and here are the eagle rods. They are pretty. Look at the size of them compared to stock. So I have one here somewhere. So still on these pistons. I would say quite a big difference, huh? They will hold some power. They will fit nice with Wisco pistons. So put them back. So I have to right now what I have to do first is I have an NA engine outside here that has bent valves. So what I'm going to do is I gotta take the oil pan off because I want to get the oil squirters out of this engine to use in the twin turbo engine. So that's that. Got all the sleds over there. It was a good winter of riding. All the snow's gone now though, so that's too bad. So we gotta tear that apart and get the oil squirters out of there, like I said. And so I'm probably gonna do that tonight. Work on that, and then actually I gotta wait for more parts to come in from Concept Z, because I have ARP main studs and the oil squirter gaskets between them and the block, so I can't really put those squirters on until then. So I gotta wait for that. So I will probably maybe start assembling these heads. So we have more parts. I got my ARP main studs. I got them from Concept Z. I have the 3 gaskets for the oil squirters. Go between them and the block. And then I broke. This is the coolant temp gauge, or the coolant temp sensor for the gauge. I broke that. I was trying to take it out of the coolant pipes. I don't know if I still have it, or yeah, it's right here. Yeah, she got a little destroyed. So got them, and that will go in these, which I have all painted up. I got a wrinkled paint on it, just because these actually previously were painted black, and they just had a lot of chips in them. So either I could, get them down to aluminum again, or I just use a wrinkle paint because it covers up the imperfections better. So yeah, well, I guess I'll get that sensor in, and then I had to get a new valve lapping tool because my other one sucks and it was not suctioning to the valves, so I gotta give that another shot. So I started to take the oil pan off, and I had it upside down, and I remembered never drained the oil because the oil was running out the PCV vents. So I gotta lift her up, drain out that oil because, you know, bad for the environment. I don't want to spill it on the ground. All the oil that was spilled was definitely cleaned up, just in case the EPA is watching. So we're letting that drain. Take off the oil tree, the right hand transmission mount, so I can get the oil pan off. So I got the oil pan off, and I got the bolts out for the oil squirters. Now it's starting to rain, so now I gotta fish them out with a long pair of needles. So there's one. Holy crap, I did not expect it to be that easy. Wow. The top one I can't get because the crank counterweight is in the way. So we're gonna go in here. Let's get this middle one. Wow. Never done it like this, but apparently it's easy. Gonna move that. There it is. Yeah, gotta get that sucker. Come in here. Let's figure out where I am. Oh, there I am. Oh, I guess I can't grab it from this angle. Ooh, oh, come on. Come on. Turn up for me, baby. Oh, there we go. Oh, I lost it. Oh, I got it. Huh. That was easy. Oh, sweet. We got the NA oil squirters. I'm going to put this pan back on because, I mean, the bottom end of the engine is essentially good, so I'll probably never use it, but I don't really want to waste something that's good. So I got the oil squirters out and cleaned them, hit them with a wire brush and brake clean. Also took some air and blew out these to make sure that the oil was there's no clogs, and actually a couple of them had some not oil come out, but like fucking sludge and shit. So it's a good thing I did that. And I just wanted to show you the difference between an NA and a twin turbo oil squirter. As you can see, they bend. NAs bend and the twin turbos are straight. Now there was some misconception that that TTs are actually too long and would hit the piston, but they're the same length from the bend to the top here, and you literally could just take and bend them offset like an NA, and I just never have seen them side by side, so I didn't want to do that. I'd rather be sure. So but they are the same length, so all you'd have to do is just offset them, like, what's that, 22 degrees maybe each way. So right now we're gonna put in the NA oil squirters in. We have Shannon taking out the bolts in there. Can we say hello?
Hi.
Yeah, I like to make them work for it, you know. Don't want them sitting around all day doing nothing. So she's taking those out, giving her a little lesson on vehicles. All right, we got the oil squirters in, and I took these baffles out here and cleaned them just to make sure these galleys behind them were all clean. So I cleaned them, getting the gasket off for the oil pump, and yeah, I gotta get the one off for this back for the rear main seal also, because it's still on there. Alright, we are lapping the valves. I got a new lapping tool because the other one's a piece of shit. This one, the head is very smaller, if you can tell. And this would not. I've used this before, but it must be all out of suction because I don't even know why I'm keeping it, but it sucks. So I got a new one and teaching the old lady how to lap valves. Oh, they're getting there. You can hear it. See, pretty soon I'll just be able to stay home, watch TV, and just send her out to the shop and tell her what to do. Look at that, like a professional. She's good with her hands. Okay, so I got the other set of exhaust valves, all lapped. I got these all cleaned up. What I ran into is the intakes. They had the guides were cracked at the very tip. The valves look straight. I haven't measured them or anything, but they won't go in the guides. The first two valves that I lapped went in fine, but these won't. No, it'll make me a liar, but that one goes in fine. But most of them won't go past. I think there's a lot of resistance. I don't even want to put that in. So I guess I'll have to get new intake valves. But if you take the exhaust valve, if I can get it in there, they go in fine. So that's where I am at. I'm gonna lap these. Like I said, this one was actually all right for the first guide, but I don't know if they're tweaked just a hair or what. But so now I'm stuck with that. I'm gonna get new valves, which isn't that big of a deal because I still haven't ordered my turbos or anything, so it doesn't really put me too far behind. But I got these exhaust valves lapped, so I gotta lap the exhaust valves for those, and then wait for I guess I have to order new intakes or see. I really don't think there's any other solution. All right, so I got friends coming over. He actually has 12 intake valves for me, so I'm gonna get those. I think I gotta take 6 of them out of the head, but that's fine. So in the meantime, what I did is I took some metal polish and some microfiber rags, cut them, and I polished up the journals, mains, and the rods, and they came out very nice actually. Probably hard to see in the camera, but they look really nice. So that's what I did there. Waiting for him to come over. Like I said, bring me those valves, and then what I got to do, I got these oil squirters in. I have to set the piston ring end gap. He's got a ring grinder, so obviously for aftermarket pistons you have to set the right ring end gap depending on your application. So since this is turboed, I think it's going to be between 6 and 7 thousandths. I got the sheet, so we're going to see exactly what I want depending on the power, the heat, and expansion, and so get you a video of that. Alright, so I'm setting the ring end gap. We got Stevie K here, professional builder. He's building an 800 horsepower Z. So we got to set it to 17 thousandths. See what it's at. We got these long ass feeler gauges here, and I'm on the wrong side. Maybe I'm out. Where are these marks, Steve? Oh, way down there. What do we got? You got one for 17, 15, 16. Oh, look at you. Definitely. Probably gonna have to grind it. You can tell already that it's most likely bigger. Yeah, let me get a light just to see. Yeah, no. Yeah, actually that's not too bad. It's a little bit. You want to put a 15 in there? Alright, so we gotta grind it probably 1/1000th and a half. I've never done this, so we're gonna let Stevie do it. How do we do this? Give him a walkthrough.
Just hold it around the dowel pins here, and it keeps it flat up against the wheel.
Want me to pull it back, or you got it?
Yeah, just hold that actually, and hold it inward.
Hold on a second. Let me get it over here.
Yeah, inward and slide it in.
All right.
And the harder you push, the faster it'll go.
Yeah. All right, give that a shot. Just
torque.
So this guy got some skill. I thought he went too much. We took a 17, we ground it, and 17 went right in. I was like, oh, fucking idiot. Went too far. But 18 doesn't, 17 does, so see, that's why he's here. So that's perfect. Now we gotta grind the second ring. Multiply the bore times 0.0055 for the second ring, because the second ring actually has more gap to allow any pressure there, to allow it to skate down to the crankcase and not back up to the first ring, because it'll flutter the first ring, and then that'll cause compression loss. So, alright, so we got all the rings in and checked for end gap. The second ring, we never even had to touch all of them because they were slightly bigger than the spec, but not much. Like between probably like 2,000. So that's actually 2,000 more than on the low side of the spec. So I just got to check my wrist spin clearance because it was a little tight on these pistons since they are used. So what are we doing now, Stevie K?
Putting in the main studs.
The main studs. They're
added security.
Added security, correct. Look at that. I'm not assembling the engine quite yet, but I want to check the bearing clearances for the mains. So I got a red Loctite these and everything, but I actually only have blue. So just installing these now. It's for making sure the bearings have the right clearance, and then the Allen head goes on top. As you can see, that one doesn't have one because that's the bottom. So that's what we are doing at the moment. I did polish this crank up, like I said, journal, so I gotta spray this down real quick. Make sure there's all those microfibers are sitting in there. So I do that before we put that in. Alright, now we're plastic gauging the bearing clearances, if you can see. Put the cradle on. There we go. Alright, now we gotta assembly lube these up. Put the bolts on, or the nuts I should say. Torque them down. Alright, we torque down the bolts to the torque spec. Taking them off and checking clearances. Alright, we got the main bearings all plastic gauged, and they are within spec, but just as insurance, we're gonna get a snap gauge and do it with the snap gauge also, because that's how I roll. So that is next on the list.